And hello, everyone. Glad to be here today. My name is Alex. I'm a social media lead at Rask AI. And today we're going to talk about API, about how to implement and integrate our API into your business. And to be honest, we have several surprises for you today, but let's go step by step. First of all, this broadcast is live, and just a reminder: ask any questions in the chat, so we will glad to answer them, and it will help our speakers to move faster to the track. So, ask any questions. Yes, webinar will run 1 hour. Done. This webinar will be recorded, so we will send you this recording to your email after the event. Today, I think 1 or 2 hours later, you will receive this video. And everything you want, you can ask in the chat. I will show this message here, so we will answer it, we will help you, and we want to interact with you as well. And we have a surprise, but we will talk about it later. I think 30 minutes later you will see what it is. And let's introduce Olga. Hello.
Hi, everyone, and thank you very much, Alex. We wouldn't be here without him and for everything he does in the background to support and get this up and running. My name is Olga. I'm the API support lead, and if you're one of our customers and you tried the API already, there is a very high chance we met. And if you're just considering to join us, I will be very glad if we get such a chance in the very near future. Today is our API webinar, so of course we will be talking about what it is and what Rask API can do to supercharge your workflow and a little bit of how to use it. I promise we won't get too technical and too deep with it, but we think such events are also a great chance for you to meet our team, because if you're building your system with our API and you're building it to scale, it is very important for you to be confident in the API and in the company you're using, and you need to know that it's rock solid and that our team is with you every step of the way. So if you will be using our API, I will be your first point of contact. And I will, so Alex is already spoiling the surprise a little bit, but you get to meet one more person from our team today whom you will probably be interacting a lot with. And it's a real pleasure. You can try guessing. And I think we are ready to start. If there are any people who were on our previous webinar 2 weeks ago, that's a very big compliment. Thank you for trusting us again. But also, please don't spoil anything to everyone. But if you're the first timers, don't worry, we won't be doing and going too deep into technical waters. We'll start with the basics and move on to the features. And for developers out there, we will touch the interesting stuff for you too, like the small mini demo through our documentation interface. And couple of interesting things for you guys too. Feel free to use the comments to ask questions, and I will be glad to answer them as we go. So I think we are ready to start, and it would not be wise for me to talk about the API the Rask API in particular without first touching the base on what exactly APIs are. I think there should be one more announcement before we actually go into this. So we want for you to get to know us, but we also want to get to know you a little bit. And as I mentioned, we will be doing the mini demo today. And we thought, if you're up to it, that it would be fun if you could send us the links to YouTube Shorts. We asked it to be short so that we could kind of process it faster and get to see it together. But set as the link of maybe the content you watch regularly, find interesting, want to share with us, something exciting you've recently found, anything. Alex here graciously agreed to collect them and then share with me once we will move on to the demo. So feel free. I think that would be a very nice addition to what we will be doing today, and will help us to make this demo a little bit more personal. Now, what is API in general and in the very short? I don't want to be sounding like the conspiracy theorist, but APIs are everywhere. Of course, I'm talking software-wise, and it is a very high chance that after today you will be seeing a lot more of them. Now, the APIs are the something that gets the software development of today running at the variety that we can actually see. And a lot of products, including Rask, are built not from the scratch, but because somebody else was already smart enough to design the functionality that the future developers could reuse and build on top of it. So the API is your, in a good way, shortcut to reuse the functionalities that somebody else has already developed. And you can think of it as driving a car. Like, you don't need to build the engine. You can just get into the car and drive to your dream destination. So that is what APIs are doing. And you now, instead of reinventing the wheel and building this whole feature together, you can just take it if the company who developed it provides it via their very cool programming interface, which is what the P and I in the API is standing for. Now, the good question would be, which functionality can you get using the Rask API? And I really do hope you had a chance to log into our platform already. But if you haven't, let me do a very accelerated version of it. So in the basic flow, Rask AI allows you to upload your media, that could be video or audio, with the speech in the original language. And we will transcribe the speech for you, translate it to one of the 135 languages we support that you can select from. And then we will generate the voiceover based on the translated text with the multiple speakers' voices. In 30 of those 135 languages, we actually support voice cloning so that your output can sound even more natural and closer to original. And so as the output, you get the fully translated and dubbed video, audio, depending on what you have uploaded. And we support the range of the file formats as an input, so that you don't even have to think about the whole conversion process. And all of that is available to you in the platform, but also in the Rask API. Now, the good question the next logical question would be, why would I want to use the platform if I have the API? And the answer are three simple words, which are automate, integrate, and create. And let's talk about it. We will start with the automation. And again, if you had a chance to use our platform already, you probably know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, let me again take a step back and work you through a little bit. So as I mentioned, we are translating, let's say, video into the language. And one video translated into one language is one project. But what if we need to work not with the one video, but 10 videos, and we are looking for 15 languages for them to be translated into? Now, while the platform already has some cool features that allow you to work with the bulk uploads and kind of get the videos translated to new languages faster, that is still, manual work. And we need to wait until the first batch is uploaded to then start working on a second one. And if you get as impatient as I do when watching this progress bar, because you need to wait for it to kind of proceed with your flow, the APIs here can be an answer for you. Having this very neat programming interface allows you to program this whole flow to run automatically with just a couple clicks from your side. So you no longer have to go and create the projects one by one and then go into each one to dub them and then again into each one to download them. Everything now runs automatically. It's the automation at its finest, and it's a real lifesaver when we are talking about processing hundreds of thousands of videos within hours instead of days or even weeks. The first magic whale that I mentioned is integration. And to talk about the integration, let's talk about the remote work. I promised you get to know us a little bit today. And what you may not know about the Rask is that we are remote first company, which is ultimately allowing all the cool people from our team around the world to come together and build Rask without having to, relocate to office. I don't know if you are working remotely or not. Feel free to let us know if that has been a blessing or if you missing your colleagues greatly. But APIs are what allows you to do the work remotely without ever leaving your platform. So now if you have your product and where you work with the content in one way or another, and you need this content to be dubbed into the new language, you no longer have to leave your environment to go someplace else, in this case Rask, to dub it and then go back. With the API, you can simply embed the dubbing provided by us into your workflow. And we actually have a very cool clip to illustrate it in a very fun way. Let me show it to you.
I know Kung Fu. Show me.
This is what API allows you to do, like kind of get all these cool features remotely. And now your content is not in a single language, but in multiple languages from around the world. And
Olga, we have a couple of questions, so I want to interrupt you
sure.
to answer them. So the first one.
Okay, let's see. Isaac, thank you for the question. Could you provide an update on the progress with Arabic dialects and voice cloning technology for the various dialects? Thank you. That's very interesting one. And it is possible that our product team can better advise on the whole progress, but I will touch base on it. And please feel free to follow up with us, and we'll share more cool updates. So, as you, for those of you who haven't get a chance to see the languages we offer, beside the language itself, we have multiple dialects, and I think we already have several of those for different Arabic countries. And most of those dialects, unfortunately, only come with the AI voice presets at the moment. But as we have been developing our own voice cloning technology, we can proceed with adding more and more dialects. So we are starting small with the most popular ones at the moment, but we do plan to broaden it in the future and add more and more dialects to eventually cover all the languages we support with the voice cloning technology. Feel free to send us an email, and I will be glad to share more details on that. I think we have another question from Steve. Steve, okay, you have over 1,000 videos in Max. How would Rask service work with Max videos? This is a good one, and this is just what I was going to talk about. So let me shelf it for 5 minutes, and then once we get to the pipeline and dubbing videos via the API, we will get back to that. But that's a very cool one. Thank you for asking. So we covered the automation integration. I think we did not cover the creation, which is ultimately, as I mentioned, how the software apps are and platforms are built today. This is how Rask was built. So we know what we are talking about. You no longer have to, reinvent the wheel. You can get something that is already developed and then build on top of it. So if you have your own idea about a very cool product that would benefit from possibility to translate your content into multiple languages a lot, or if you like the Rask but want to see the same functionality in a different clothing, like maybe more professional video editing features, anything for that point. We got the dubbing, and you can take it and get your creativity to run wild. So no matter what you are building, whether you have your social media platform, you want to give your creators the possibility to reach global followers with just a couple clicks, or if you have the educational platform and you would like to expand your audience and eventually the course accessibility, of course. Or maybe you're looking for the API to accelerate the speed at which you can localize the content and reduce the cost at the same time. Or even if you have already your internal corporate workflow and you really need something to boost your communication by having content in the multiple languages. That and many more opportunities can be achieved with the Rask API, and you can work faster, you can work smarter with us, you can innovate through partnership with us, and we can't wait to see what you will come up with, and maybe even do a showcase together one day. Now, the reason we have this webinar is, and maybe some of you were early adopters of our API version 1, which was released, I think, a year ago. It was a cool one. It was the first ever dubbing API, and we've learned a lot. We got your feedback. We thought a lot about how we want to address your requests and how fast we want to add these features, how stable we want the pipeline to be. So this August, we released the second version. I couldn't be more excited about it, actually. It has so many cool features already, and it has been only I think 1.5 months since the release. We already got more opportunities there than there were ever in the version 1. And it has the common space for your project. So if you ever tried the version 1, you might remember that the projects from the API created via the API and projects in your account in the platform were like kind of separate entities. And now this is no longer a deal, and they now share a common space, so you can work with your project via the API or via the platform if needed, interchanging them when needed. The workflow became way more transparent. We have more clear statuses to track how your project is moving along the pipeline. And of course, as I mentioned, we are already in the front of we have more in our API version 2 than we ever had in version 1. And there is many more features to come. Now, let's discuss the workflow. Now, I did already mention the workflow in the platform, and we have very similar one via the API. And here is where Steve's question actually would be very useful. You might know that in the platform, we support the upload of the files from your local device via the YouTube links or Google Drive links. Now, the API also has the benefit here, and we support the upload using the direct access URLs, which is ultimately the link to the file stored on your file server and then shared with everybody else, which of course includes the Amazon S3 service. Now, we do have plans to add more services to support in the future. So while we don't work with Mox at the moment directly, please book a meeting with us and we can discuss your needs, and then we can give you a timeline on how fast that would be implemented with our API. So once we upload the video, we can now create the project via the API. And the cool thing compared to the platform is that once you uploaded the video, you get your identification, the ID of this media file, which you can then easily reuse multiple times to dub this video into multiple languages at any time. Once you create the project, you can easily track how it moves along the dubbing pipeline until it is eventually dubbed, and we got everything merged together. and you can download your output file. What is available in the API beside the basic dubbing pipeline that I mentioned? Same as in the platform, the bare minimum is that you need is just to upload the file, specify the destination language, and everything will get running. But if you have more details, you can also, of course, specify them, like the number of speakers and the source language, which will ultimately improve the precision with which our AI-powered pipeline will work with your file. Beside that, you can, of course, upload your SRT file. So if you already have the proofread transcription or translation, you don't need to rely on the automatic process and simply upload your file along the way with your project, and we will use it for dubbing. The voice cloning that I mentioned is automatically applied in to your projects when you dub them via the API to one of the 30 languages where we do have the voice cloning. And of course, the download options include not only the translated video, but also the audio with just the voiceover, and voiceover merged with the background sounds that we have initially separated from your video when you uploaded it to us. And the option to download the SRT file is also there. So you can download the file with the translation or get both transcription and translation text in the JSON. There has been one more feature that I announced for our guests on the last webinar. And for those who were there, please no spoilers, but this is, fresh off the shelf, just released last week. And I think you're still among the first ones to know about it, which is something we have been asked to do since I think the day one when we released the API version 1, and it is finally here, and this is editing and redubbing via the Rask API. So if we look on this flow, this is no longer a single process from beginning to an end. You can now make edits to the text and regenerate the project to get these changes applied to your voiceover. And this takes all the opportunities that you have with Rask AI to the whole next level, and gives you so much more options when we are talking about the comfort and the easiness of using it in your product. As I mentioned, we have many more cool features that you love in the platform and want to see in API already in progress for releases in October. That includes the lip sync via the API, another very popular request, and the ability to edit your speakers and select their voices. For further roadmap this year, we have more features to add to finally get the API to be equal to the platform in just 5 or 6 months of building the version 2 from scratch. So we'll add the translation dictionaries, more options for source upload. Steve, please reach out to us. And then couple cool things that developers has been asking around for, such as webhooks and development kits, which will ultimately make working with Rask API for your development team much more easier. Now, Alex has already mentioned that we got a surprise for you And I think this is the time to bring our special guest. Alex, do you want to do the honors and introduce?
Sure. One moment. I just love this layout with all these circles. Yeah, it's a great party. Rask AI party today. Anastasia, you need to unmute yourself.
All
Yeah.
right, guys, thank you so much. I'm so pleased to be present here today. And thank you, Olga and Alex, for having me here today. Guys, I will introduce myself. It's my first time that I'm participating in this wonderful event that our team is making for you. My name is Anastasia. I'm the head of partnership in Rask. So basically, I'm in charge for the strategic development and the partnerships that you made me interested in, like a business. So what Alex has displayed right now is a QR code that you can use to reach out to our team. But basically what I do and what our team is in charge, we work with you in terms of the use cases. We discuss what you would like to do with the API. We gather together all the feature requests if you have some, because we are very flexible, as you could already hear from Olga's speech just right now. We would like to improve ourselves and our product since we are still in some kind of an early stage. But if you have any crucial blockers, or you're ready to share your use cases with us, it will be really amazing, because we love working with businesses. We love making our functionality useful for you. It means that we have already a couple of very successful stories that already tried our new API and built a flow based on this very technology. But we would like to know more about what you think, what you are expecting from our technology, and things like that. So basically, it was my introduction. I hope this is a good incentive for you to reach out. So if you have already some questions, you can send it in our chat. If not, please do not hesitate to use this very QR code. Oh, sorry, it's another site here. To schedule a meeting, we will talk over everything you have, every question, and we can move from there. Hopefully, we will find the best solution for you. And now I'm giving back the floor to Olga. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you, Olga, for just. I've been a small surprise. Hopefully, next time I will tell you a bit more about the businesses.
We definitely need to repeat this because this layout with three. I need to make a screenshot. So this layout with three different speakers at once is a great opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You need to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. So you definitely need to use that layout a little bit more often. I hope you liked our surprise, and Anastasia is great to work with. I think just a couple of weeks ago, we were on the meeting with our very dear client, and it was the end of the day for us, but it was just the beginning of Friday for him. And he said that when Friday starts with the call with Anastasia, it has got to go well, because there's like no other way it can go to. So whether it's like early morning for you, or if you're ending your day with us, I really do hope that it will just get better from seeing Anastasia and all of us in this very fun layout. Now, for our next part, as I mentioned, again, if you think of any questions, feel free to add them to the comments. Anastasia will be with us until the end of the webinar. So if you have something to ask from her, don't hesitate to post the comment. But now, for our second part, as I mentioned, we will move on to our little demo. Now, if you will be looking for a way more in-depth technical demo, please book a meeting with us. We will share a QR code one more time at the end of it. But I just wanted to give you a little preview of how it looks in our documentation. And we will even use the sandbox, like a little playground in our documentation, to do a couple things via the API. So you notice this is not the platform we are working through. We'll look at the flow, we'll look at the result, and at the end, talk about some more things the developers usually ask about. So important, all the things that you need to start working with us with the API and understand how it goes through step by step, right here for you, along with the current most common questions that we get from our customers, the list of the source languages and their respective codes that you can specify when working, and of course the whole list of the destination languages with their respective dialects. And to make this even easier for you, you have step-by-step workflows for the first translation in the project and for redubbing and editing via the API. Now, what we are going to do right now with you is try translating one of the videos so that you could see how easy it is, and then we'll talk the result. So as we discussed a little earlier, we have two options to upload the media by file or by the link. Now, I will be using the link option because it is just easier. For authorization, my token is already filled out here, but we have the full page about how you can authenticate with even the code snippets for your convenience. So feel free to check it out. And so we need to specify only the very basics for our first part, which is the media upload. And so we will be uploading the YouTube video. I won't even be giving it a name because it is not necessary. And all we need to do is fill out these fields here. You can actually see the automatically updated code snippets into several most popular programming languages here, which you can easily copy and run with them. And once we fill everything out, we send the request to our service and we receive a response that our file upload is now processing. So at this stage, we are only uploading the media. So this is the account which I'm authenticating with, and you can see there is nothing here yet, just because we are only uploading a file at this point. So what we need to grab from here is the ID of our file that we are gonna be working with. Now, from here, we got our file uploaded. Let's check its status to make sure it's processed and ready for us to continue working with. Again, very simple option, just sending a request and verifying that this is ready. Which means we are ready to proceed to the part 2, where we are going to create the project. As I mentioned, the only basic things we need to know is to have the media file uploaded and enter a destination language. Now we have our list of the destination languages here. And let's say I feel like translating it to French. So we are going to jump back to our project creation, and we will be using French as our destination language. This is as much as we need to get everything running, and let's send the request. Now we see the successful response, which means the project was created, and let's get our ID and check the status right away to see if it has started progressing. You can see the transcription started, which is a good thing. We are now moving through the whole pipeline. You can see all the available statuses here. So it's gonna go through transcription, translation, generating by solver, and merging everything together. While it is processing, let's check on our platform. Let me refresh it quickly here. And we see the project being already in the process of transcription. Now, while we are waiting on it to complete, let me mention a couple more things along the way. Now, in order for us to know when the project is complete, we need to make sure that the status here is merging done, which is the final status when we finished putting the voiceover and the original video together. So while we are waiting for this, at the moment we would be sending the requests to the server to kind of refresh the status. But what we are planning to do by the end of the year is to add the possibility to add the webhooks, which will allow you, instead of the constantly refreshing and sending multiple requests, just to basically get notification when the status changes, which makes the whole process even more convenient and less difficult. Now, Alex, I think we have another question. Leon asking us if we are being recorded, and yes, we are. We will even share the full webinar with you in an hour or two after it will end. Thanks to Alex. And if you are interested in more in-depth demo, you have the opportunity to scan the QR code. We will share one more time in just 10 minutes, and book the meeting with the Anastasia, who will make your day much, much better. And we will have the special technical demo hosted just for you to make sure we cover all your requirements and more in-depth technical question. This is just to get you a little bit of taste of what we are working with and the general workflow. Let's jump back to our video, see how is it going along. Still processing. Probably should have selected an easier one. What we are currently translating with you here is the short of the TED Talk about how our languages make us even think differently. And I think that's a very cool topic for our webinar here, because the statistics can vary, feel free to fact check me. But I think today we have around 2 billion people speaking English, but for 1.7 billion of those speakers, English is not their first language. And but around so here is statistics vary greatly, but I think over 70% of websites have their versions in English, and like 40% of the content in the internet is in English. And that is what opens so many opportunities for you and for everyone when using the various translation and dubbing APIs, but Rasks as well, to get your content reach so many more audiences and to communicate with the whole world without any barriers. I think that would be very nice to have. Again, while our project here is processing, I think we are hosting our webinars when there is the most load on our servers. So we are always getting in the queues, and probably I'm not a priority. Let's talk maybe a little more about the whole authentication part and check out some more cool features while we are waiting on it. Let me jump right back. So here. Okay, now this guy is still processing. Let's check out some further methods we have here. So, of course, besides getting the single project, sometimes you need to review the full projects list, which is what you can do as well with the API. What we will be adding in very future releases is the possibility to get the list of all your uploaded medias so that you don't necessarily have to store your media IDs and record them someplace else and could easily grab them from us anytime, even if you don't remember the specific one. The part that we covered a little bit when we were talking about the features available in the API is the whole flow with the transcriptions and editings. And let's take a look at what's here. We have several methods here which allow you to create the transcriptions by sending us the text in the very well formatted JSON, which is very closely following the format of the SRT file in case you don't have the file itself. But if you do, you can simply send the file over to us to get the transcription ID and then use it alongside your project when creating it. Here is the field we have to enter the transcription ID. The other parameters that we did not use this time, but that you can take advantage of is specifying the number of speakers and the source language, of course. So this is what you would want to do before creating the project so that you already have the ID of the transcription to work with. Once your project goes through the pipeline, so while we are waiting for mine to get that, we can, and once we get it to go through this once, we will have the opportunity to get the transcription and translation text of the project, and then using the patch segments method to work with it. I'll describe how it's going to look, and then we will do a quick dive in and we'll do it together. So when we get the project's transcription, we get the same segmented maybe not displayed as nicely in the platform, but the very same segmented, structured transcription. And then we can use the ID of the segments to modify them and change their transcripted or translated text. And if you only change the transcription, then we will automatically retranslate it for you. And once you make changes to all the segments that you wanted to, you can simply go to generate the project and to redub it without having to recreate it from scratch as you would previously do when you would edit the transcription and then you have to create the project again. So now via the API, you can work with the same one, same in the platform, just go in, edit the text, restart the dubbing, and it will complete for you. Let's go check on our project. I did not copy the ID. Let me get it from here. But we did already get a sneak peek and notice that it progressed further while we were talking here. You can see the voiceover done status, which means the transcription, translation, and generating the voiceover. So all the hard parts, needing the AI have now been complete. And the next stage and the final stage will be for us to merge everything together. And once we see the merge and done status here, we will be able to download the file and review it in the platform. So beside patching the segments, which is, editing the timestamps of the text, you can also add new segments to your transcription now. And a little spoiler, I think that's coming in a couple weeks, is the possibility to delete the segments if you, for some reason, got a little extra in your transcription. The quick note for redubbing workflow is when you redub the project via the API, the minutes are charged, but only for those segments that were actually modified and therefore regenerated. We will be glad to discuss a flexible pricing for you to use our API. So feel free to reach out to Anastasia and we'll talk more about the volumes and the prices we can offer. And the last but not the least is the opportunity to check how many minutes you have left for dubbing. Here is my demo account, and I have over 240 minutes left, which is for our future API webinars. Feel free to register. We'll have more cool features to talk about by then. I think this would be a nice time to check on our project. And here it is. We see that the merging is complete, which means we now get to view the TED on languages in another language. That's very cool, I think. And so while in the platform, you can get the translated video and audio by clicking on these buttons. We can get the translated video and audio by copying these download links to access them, along with the voiceover only and the original video. So all the same cool, useful features that we offer in the platform. Another thing I promised you, once we get the project duct is to kind of check out how the transcriptions look. And then I think we will have a couple minutes for final questions if everybody thought of them, and just saying goodbye. So the very last one, but again, we are happy to answer your questions on the call or via the email. So we got our transcription, which is in the same structure as you see here in the platform. We can see them here going one by one with the English original text and the French translation, and the timestamps and speaker assignment for each segment. And now we can simply get the segment ID to then work with it and modify it. So here would be ID. Here I would add the project ID, which again, let me grab from here. And after that, I can edit any text I would want to. And I think I'm missing something from here, which is probably the language. So I think we have about 4 minutes left. Let me remove my screen from here. And this has been an absolute joy to be here with you today. Thank you for all the questions. And it was very exciting. I really hope you think of many more ways to use the API after today. And let me bring you Alex and Anastasia one more time to wish you the great rest of your day.
We definitely wish you a great rest of your day, guys. And we hope that it's not the end of the day for you. So it's only the beginning, and maybe you're in a different time zone. And same with us in Europe. But if you are and your day is ending, do not hesitate to contact us next day, because we are waiting for you. And we are very eager to know more about your businesses and use cases.
I have nothing to add to that. So just a reminder, the recording will be on your email in 1 hour, I think. So that's all for now. Book a meeting, wait for the other webinar, and subscribe our social media. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.